Hey everybody, welcome to episode 48 of the Yarnivore podcast. I'm going to adjust this a little. That makes me feel better. I don't know why. Anywho, it's episode 48. I am Sadie. I am your host, also known as Blue Ruin on Ravelry, Sadie Ruin on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, there's Frank. Hi Frank. Bye Frank. If you hear some coughing, it would be Bebop. I have him here. This may be a condensed episode because he does have to go to the vet. He is unwell. And while this will probably be posted long after we're done at the vet, please do cross your fingers that this is not a big deal. Might be a big deal. I'm kind of freaked out about it. But anyways, this is a knitting podcast. I've come to bring you I have no finished objects. I was trying really, really hard to get the blanket finished, but it has been a tug of war between me and P. And I am down to the last 2 balls that exist in my household. And I would say they're about 3/4. I've done 1/4 of a ball. So I'm hopeful that this week I can steal it away from her long enough to get it done. But she's pretty adamant, and if she's enjoying it, I'm not going to take it away from her. It gets chilly, and more power to her. So, no finished object. I really wanted that to be a finished object. No such luck. I am fueled by coffee. So, let's just jump right on in. I have 3 works in progress. First work in progress in my Mina Makes bag. She had an update recently. First one in a long time. It's my For Megan knit along effort. It is the Garter Goodness by Stephen West, which is I'm not sure of which viewer, but a viewer asked me in an older episode about bigger shawls, and this one is going to be massive. Like, it's bunched up, but this is just the side. So this thing is going to be like a blanket, which is why I like it. I'm on my 3rd skein. I am using, I believe these are 3.5 millimeter needles. Yes, the 3.5 millimeter US 4s. So the For Megan knit along is, of course, to celebrate the life of Megan of Cyborg's Craft Room, who left us far too soon. And so I'm using Cyborg's Craft Room. The top here is box of 96 on the Sparklite. This one in here is Spirograph Nebula, and that's on, I thought it was on the Squishalate, but it's actually on the software, I believe. And this last one that I've been working on here is Impromptu Dance Party in the BIOS colorway. You can see my little dangly bit tells you that I haven't gotten that much on it, but I still wanted to include it because these rows are nuts. There's like 700 stitches on a row. So, and actually with the lighting the way it is, it's really showing up that striping that I put in there to transition really nicely. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to dig into the 4th ball or not, because I'm following the pattern and it seems like I may not hit the 4th ball. I have quite a bit left. It's pretty true to color right there, actually. So I may not need to dig into my stellar, my super old stellar on the Asokalite, which is gorgeous. So that might just go back in the vault for a while if I don't need it. If I do need it, I'll use it. This is good mindless knitting. I'm really into mindless knitting right now because life is stressful. Okay, it's not that life is stressful. I'll be completely honest with you. And some podcasters are, some podcasters aren't. We all make our decisions, but not having the husband around has been really rough on me. There. Let's just do it that way. It's not the best look, but it'll work. It's been really rough on me not having him here. especially with Bebop getting sick, because now I'm the only adult, I'm the only one making decisions, and while I can ask for help and I can get a lot of input from other people, ultimately it still comes down to my decision, and that's really hard on me. No likey. Plus, like, I mean, I have to keep everything rolling, and it's a lot harder as a single person. I have not had a full night of sleep since my husband left, because the pets are out of whack, my sleeping schedule is out of whack. So I have a hard time sleeping. I toss and I turn, and then Bob's sick, so he's getting up more. Petrie's being more demanding. He usually got up at 5, so everybody gets me up at 5. And then I try to go back to bed, because if you've only gotten 3 hours of sleep, that you can't function that way. So it's been an adjustment period, and yeah, as I adjust, it's just really rough. It's sleep deprivation and sick pets. So in my Zigzag Stitches bag, the huge one, this is like her massive one, there are 4 skeins of yarn in here, and the project, like, so more power to Zigzag for rocking this. And there's even a pocket inside. This is my Mystery Knit Along, the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I am still on Clue 1, so this is not a spoiler of any kind. I am hoping, I was really trying hard last night to get past the first clue, but I had some surprise messages, and those come first. So this is still Clue 1, and it's really smushed up on my thing. Here, I'll stretch it up for you. So that's what it's going to look like. But once I'm done this section, this green section, I'm done Clue 1. Clue 3 was released, so I really want to be done Clue 2 and starting Clue 3 by the time Clue 4 comes out. Is it going to work that way? I don't know. So in the bag, this one, up. This is color A. It is Supernova on the giant base, Knitter's Nightmare. This is color B. It is Malabrigo Sock, the lettuce colorway. This is C, and it is Hedgehog Fibers and their sock in Pomegranate. And this is D, and that is Soft Like Kittens in the Flapdoodle Jive colorway on their noodle sock. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter. Now this is all supposed to be done in sport weight, but I was like, oh hell no, that's too much sport weight. So I'm doing it in sock weights, and it's working out perfectly. I love the way the colors are playing together. I love the colors I picked. I was a little worried about the green for a minute there, but I think it works. And I am happy, and I just want to get this clue done and started, because as I look at it on the Instagrams of people who've gotten way further done, I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. That's rockin'. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I want to keep loving it so that it's so far along that even if he throws something like that weird twisted thing he put on the doodler hits me, I'm so far gone that I have to do it. Because if I'm only on Clue 2 and something bad comes out, I'm just going to be like, screw this, I'm ripping it out. And I don't want to do that, so... Wow, the rain's really coming down. 6 of one, half dozen of another. But I do like Stephen West stuff. I tend to like his older stuff more than his newer stuff, but that's just my own personal foible. I did not bring the picture in here of the winter wheat, because I had no reason to bring my iPad in here. But as you saw last week, I'm working on the winter wheat. I'm using solely Knitter's Nightmare yarn. I am using a, how many? 3.75 millimeter needle. It's a US 5. I know you're not supposed to hold your sneezes in because it messes with your brain pan, but whatever. My sinuses are kind of up in the air right now because barometric pressure really shifted. So last week you saw I was on the green portion, the green stripe. I finished the green stripe. I got the dividing garterage in, and I am on the blue stripe, stripe 3, which is stockinette, which makes me happy. It is also the last big honker of a stripe. The ones that go up and down and around, the blue is the last one. After that, it's just body. So I'm so excited, because once I'm done this one, which is stockinette, which is easier, I just have to, it'll cut the stitches. It'll cut the stitches down, and that will make me a happy camper. I screwed up on a row. I'll totally show you, see if you can see it. Well, you can't really tell, but I screwed up on a row. I thought I was on a row I wasn't on, so the broken seed stitch isn't as broken as it should be. So, this first color is Run Through the Jungle. This color is Toxic Green. The blue I'm adding on is Undertow. Whee! And then I have Old Leaves. So, they're all in the baddie sock. And it's going to be, you're going to be able to see me from space. And I think the whole thing is, when it's as gray and gloomy as it gets here, you just want to wear really brightly colored stuff. Which is different than what I'm used to, because even in like Minnesota or Saskatchewan, it would be snowy. You'd get an asinine amount of snow, but you'd still have sun. There would still be a lot of sun, it would just be a lot of snow. Well, here it's very gray. And regardless of how gray or non-gray it is, it's, there's not a lot of sun in the wintertime, so I think that's going to fuel me into wearing a lot more brightly colored stuff by accident. So, those are what I'm working on. I did want to do a shout out. Not necessarily because they shouted me out, but because I was recommended the Diary of a Yarn Snob podcast, and it is awesome. I recommend you go check it out if you haven't. I watched one episode, one podcast, and I was hooked. So go try her out. She's definitely worth the time spent. I am also thinking for the Yarnivore sweater knit along, because I am doing the winter wheat, which totally counts, and it runs from October to November. The hashtag is Yarnivore, SKAL. There are threads in the group. The rules are that you have to be less than 50% done when you start. Aside from that, October 1st to November 1st, the more the merrier. You can add as many as you want. It just has to be an adult sweater or cardigan. I don't even care if it's bulky. Just bring it. I thought I would start another sweater, and I would do this one. It is called the Beacon Hill. It is from the Cascadia book. Yes, it's from Cascadia. And the designer is Jane. Jane what? Jane from Vancouver Island, so she's out here. It's also referencing the Cascade Mountains, which I can see from from my front window. So, does it have her name on here? No, it does not. But Jane, whichever one that is. And I'm going to be using, I had originally started using this in a poncho, and then I decided I hated the poncho. It's Elizabeth Levold's Favorite Wool, 100% Peruvian wool, in oxblood. I think that would work very nicely. I think it would be nice and warm. And I think it would negate needing to wear a jacket in this weather. So I'm thinking about casting that on. Feel free to tell me if you think I'm crazy or if that's a stupid idea. Or why that's a stupid idea. I told you about Bebop. So that would be the end of everything in terms of actual knitting content. Now I'm going to show you what I updated the shop with. I updated it on Monday. And here are some of the yarns that remain. Pull these out. The ever popular Unicorn Pooping Rainbows. Or, no, not Unicorn Pooping Rainbows. Unicorn Pooping Ice Cream. Sorry. Know your own colorways, lady. That's still there. We have some Copper Boom, which is actually a lot darker in real life. Back here? Back here, maybe. Bits of red, browns. That is a Gilmore Girls colorway. I'm going to be bringing them all back in time for us to have something to knit on during the release on Netflix, November 25th. So, yeah, I'll be bringing back all of the Gilmore Girls colorways between now and then so that you can have a skein of something Gilmore to knit on. Splatterpunk, back in the shop. She's always so popular. Bright green, lots of splatters. Tasty Tasty Poison Fish was really popular last time. It's not showing up as pink as it actually is, but it is more. It has a very pinkish tone to the base. It is also a speckly yarn. And I am knitting with this right now, so I figured I should dye some more up. Why is this this is the wrong... Sorry, I put the wrong tag on it. This is Supernova. It's coming out way more orange, but... And it is adorable. That is definitely not the giant face. That is Batty. Okay. So those are up in the shop. Feel free to go over there and get some. It's knittersnightmare.com. Of course, we still have some of the favorite cast of characters going on over there. Let's see if I can do this. So, do what you want what you do. And that is everything I have for you this week. I'm sorry it's a short episode, but hey, here I am on Wednesdays, and I'm going to keep coming on Wednesdays. Frank, you're messing everything up over there. Meow. Meow. She's murring back at me. You may not be able to hear her, but she's... I don't know why she's over there. But I will see everybody next week.